I might have gone overboard with all the materials I'm going to use for today's video, but that's okay because I'm excited to work my sketchbook again. Why did I accumulate even more supplies since filming that quick intro? This is kind of what we're working with. I'm going to switch over to voiceover, but I kind of wanted to share these poses. There we go. Okay, so hi guys. I think first I should properly introduce the video on the channel. So hi guys, welcome or welcome back. This channel is shared and run by two twin sisters, so I'm gonna be your host today, Star. And for today's video, I'm just gonna be working in my sketchbook, and I'm gonna be honest and give like a little bit of like a disclaimer here that further into the video than like obviously this point in time, I am going to like talk about my frustrations a little bit with drawing in this sketchbook, particularly because it was like I did do this across multiple days actually, because I have like this situation or condition or like injury on my right half of my body that affects my capability of like using my dominant side, like my dominant hand. And so it does hurt to write, type, draw, things like that. So for something that would normally take like 2 to 5 hours to do, if I'm recording it, took multiple days. So I'm just putting that out there. If you don't want to hear anything about that, and like just me talking about that as a frustration, then you're warned now. But this video will be like a mix of like voiceover, in real time talking, and just like music if I need to fill in any negative space, because the video is quite long, but I don't want to cut down any negative space like that. I think I'll just fill it in with music if I don't completely fill it in with like voiceovers or whatever. But yeah, so that's a little warning. But yeah, today we're working in my sketchbook. It's actually been a minute since I last worked in the sketchbook. The previous pages before I worked in the sketchbook are stuff that I did back in the summer when I worked. And so there were just stuff that I pasted in or taped into the sketchbook itself. So excluding stuff that I like taped into the sketchbook, it's actually been a minute since I actually like physically drew in it. So yeah, this was a nice change of pace, especially because I'm doing a lot of digital work. And every so often I have to kind of remember, one, I've had a sketchbook since like for 2 years now. And two, I have to just use it more, and it's a nice change of pace. I took a pause to make some tea, so I don't know why I just lied like that. It's actually the next day, so this is me finishing up my breakfast. Yeah. Okay, so whatever. Let's continue. So far we got the faces done. This was very tricky. But we're gonna finish this up, decorate the page. I have a lot of supplies, and I very much intend to use, hopefully, some of it. Back to the voiceover. Okay, so yeah, we have like this selection of poses that I drew off camera prior to starting the video itself. Just because I knew that like decorating the page, filling it out with like the clothing and stuff would take too much, and I already have like, I think at the time when I was doing this, like 3 gigabytes, and so yeah, 4 days worth of recording with 3 gigabytes was a pain to get through. So yeah, I knew that I could not do everything on camera, so I did try my best here. So for the 2 characters I am drawing, one of them, the pumpkin guy, I drew him 2 years ago, near the beginning and the start of me working in the sketchbook. And then the girl I made into a video that I showed the screenshot later on, where I like drew this character because I was testing out Arteza skin tone markers. And so she was also done, I think like 2 days after like I drew him. And I just realized that like it's been like 2 years. I never touched these characters. I mean, they weren't really supposed to be like characters. They were just one-off things that I drew in a sketchbook. But when I realized like, oh, I want something to draw, and that was Halloween related. I do have, last year I did design a vampire and a clown like character design for a drawing digitally. So I could have drawn them, but I was like, oh, I have this pumpkin guy, and then I also have this vampire girl. Because they're already done in my sketchbook, let me just continue that fact and like continue and just draw them in my sketchbook again. And so that's where these characters stem from and come from. They don't really have any names. They're just pumpkin and vampire girl. But it's fine. It's one off. Not everything has to like be entirely detailed and have to like have some sort of like backstory in names and things like that. If I ever decide to do anything with them, maybe. But it's honestly not necessary. So far at this stage, this is everything that I have done. I quite like it, and I'm proud of myself. Been looking everywhere for this liner. Luckily passed me. Put one singular liner in this pencil case because that's the markers that I use the most. So this is the one we're going to use. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna I don't even know what to talk about at this moment. So I'm just gonna like kind of let this play out a little bit. I'm just lining them since I don't work in my sketchbook so often, and I'm trying to like work with color more. I tend to just kind of draw over like pencil sketches. And so every time that I do like anything with liners, I always have to reference the video I did 2 years ago when I did that vampire girl to see if I drew first and then lined after, or like not drew first, color first and then line after, or if I lined first and then colored after. I always have to reference that just because I don't do it. So I'm like, what did I do like 2 years ago? So that's what I did here. And then I watched that video and it was like, oh, that's what I did. So yeah, I'll let this play out and I'll get back to you guys soon. Okay, I'm done and these look really good. The lining is pretty good. Also, it's actually been 2 days since I last did this. I don't know why I'm acting like I just finished it like this second. It's actually been 2 days. Sorry for any background noises that you might hear. Jen is singing in the shower. I didn't finish it 2 days ago and I didn't continue yesterday because my cervical radiculopathy, that's what it is really bad. I've had it for 7 months now. It's getting to the point that I'm thinking that surgery might need to be done. So I did an MRI last week and hopefully, I don't know. I want to see what the doctor says and stuff like that. I'm gonna cry because I cry every time I'm in pain with this, but my dominant side is what's being affected. So it's actually getting to a point where I actually can't draw, write, type, cook, wash without immense pain. So it's a little personal tidbit, but that's why it's taking me 3 days to finish something that should have taken like 2 hours. But anyways, we have a lot of supplies. I'm probably only going to use just a few, and I'm resisting the urge to just use these markers, which are my dominant markers that I love using the most. My little sister bought this for me maybe like 2 years ago for my birthday, and I've loved these scents. I use them in my bullet journal. I use them a lot in my sketchbook. Most of my recent sketchbooking, anything, have been done with, like for videos or personal, have been done with those markers. Like all of this is done with those markers. Just chef's kiss, beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna resist the urge from using those markers just because I know they're gonna be good, and I have so much supplies that I'm just kind of like, let me branch out just a little bit. I think what I'm gonna do, what I wish I actually did, was put some scrap paper down and drew on top of that, because I think that would have looked cool with layers, but I don't want to do that now because I feel like that's just gonna, as an extra work, and my pain level right now, also because I'm cooking while I'm doing this, is pretty bad. I don't want to do anything extra, so I think we're just gonna lay some stuff down for the empty spaces. I don't know, I'll figure it out. But I think before we do any of that, actually maybe we'll start off with the background first, because I feel like if I color this, I wouldn't want to do the background. Okay, back to voiceover me, let's begin. Okay, so now comes the fun part, I guess. Or it was definitely challenging, but near the end I had a lot more fun with it. So because of like this condition, or I don't even know what to call it, like I don't know what it is technically, right? I mean, I know what it is, I just don't know like how to describe it really, but because of this like problem that I have that, like, you know, affects my right side of my body here, it's always like a bit like I struggle with doing just everyday task for the last 7 months. And so art has definitely been a way for me to like lift my spirits up a little bit. But I was definitely getting frustrated with this whole entire process because it was lasting multiple days, and I just like didn't know if I was gonna like scrap the video and stuff like that. So starting off decorating like the page itself with like the washi tapes, I was just kind of like, okay, this looks really dumb and I don't like this anymore. But I'm glad that I pushed through. Obviously I don't want to like strain myself too much, but I am glad that I pushed through a little bit, because I think that at the end it worked out and I had a really fun time doing like just drawing everything. And so yeah. Wow. Shit. Fuck. Oh my god. I can't even do. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to. Okay. It's okay. So I didn't really have a clear idea of what I wanted to do. In past times when I worked with like scrapbooking and things like that, I do paste things down first and then draw on top. I think that's like the most like easiest way to like kind of navigate doing this. And I know I say this as like a complete newbie because I started scrapbooking earlier this year, and I probably did like a total of, this is probably like my third time doing this, right? So this is, you know, a very limited experience, but I didn't do it that way, so I really had to like work around the page and the layout that I originally did. This looks tacky, right? It looks ugly. I think it looks dumb. Okay. So, I have this like CVS medicine, like the bag that the medicine comes in if you like get something from the pharmacy, and I used part of it for my bullet journal spread for October. So I have some more, and I'm thinking maybe I use the brown parts to cover stuff up. Oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing. Even though it looked really stupid in the beginning, like I said a little bit earlier, I did manage to kind of work my way around what I originally did. I don't know if it's like, I mean, it's not perfect, but I think when you see the end result, please don't judge me yet. When you see the end result, like, this has charm. And so I quite like how this looks, and I'm proud of myself. Yeah. What else can I say about the art? I think like I explained like the markers that I use a little bit later on. And you see the supplies that I'm using as it's going through. So I don't know what else to say. I'm running out of my glue stick. I bought a pack. These are from Dollar Tree, by the way. But I bought a pack and I don't know what the rest of them are. But just gluing things down and then kind of like, I don't know, while it's still a little wet, maneuvering it around to create a little bit of crinkles for some visual interest. I have more that I want to glue down, but this is completely done now. I'm gonna go ask my sisters if one of them has glue. Oh, actually, my mom should have some in one of these drawers. Please tell me. Look how so cute. Oh! Love her down. She has like a little kit here with pencils, highlighters, glue sticks. It's like a, what is it called? Staples. Show students you care. And a little bin of 19 items. Love her down. I'm gonna use the tinier one. I don't think I need to open up the bigger glue stick. Mind your business, and I don't want to even hear anything. Let's move on. For coloring, that's the wrong colors. For our little pumpkin boy, I'm going to use butterscotch orange as the base, and then marmalade orange as like kind of like the heavy shading to like really make that orange pop. I was going to use mango. This is part of the Arteza set, but that's the only color in my little Arteza packet that I'm missing, so it might have fell out somewhere. I could look in my art bin, but I didn't want to get up, and these two worked perfectly fine. I tested it in the page after, so I kind of like how this color combo is, so that's what I'm gonna do. And then for a little vampire girl, I had to look back at my video from like 2 years ago when I drew her to figure out the colors that I used because I couldn't remember. So she has vitiligo, which I just added because I knew I was gonna forget. So quartz white for the vitiligo part, and then desert road for her skin tone, and then dulce de leche brown for the shading. And then she had colors that I used in that video from another marker set that I have that I actually don't have with me. I have the marker set. I could go and get it. It's in a bin in one of like the bottom shelves of the desk. Could get it, but honestly, it was just blue, yellow, and red. I have a bunch of other supplies that I can get blue, yellow, and red out of, so I don't mind. Now we're gonna begin. Yeah. Hopefully the going back and forth from voiceover to real-time talking is not too jarring. I'm trying to like pace what I'm saying, and I'm watching the footage as it's going to make sure like it's a bit of a seamless transition. So yeah, I'm trying my best here, but yeah, like I said, hopefully it's not too jarring. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say about the art. Particularly poses were referenced from Pinterest. You guys saw the liner that I used. I explained the markers and the shades that I'm using as well. You already know what like the brown piece of paper is from. Washi tape was gifted from Amazon. I'm trying to think on the top of my head what else I use. Oh, scrapbookings I bought from Amazon, from like a little like scrapbooking kit thing. If I remember, I will look back at my history from Amazon to link as much of the products as possible. But some of them like were gifted, but I believe they're on Amazon as well. So I'll try to find, you know, a substitute if I can't find the exact listing. Can I just say, this angle with this fit, like, you can't tell me fucking nothing. Like, I didn't eat this shit up, bro. I don't know. It's looking good. It's making me not too it's lifting my spirits a little bit with my hand, neck, like with my little injury problem. So I'm a bit proud of that. I think this color combo actually ended up working out pretty well too. Yeah, this shit looks too good. I think I want to just kind of end off the video talking about like kind of like future plans in a way, because I feel like not only for this channel but our second channel, Gen Star, which is a commentary review channel, it's always linked down below, but yeah, I just feel like unfortunately because everything hurts. I can't like do as much as I would like to, and that really sucks because art is really everything to me, and being creative is everything to me, like writing and reading. And for the fact that I can't use my, like, it hurts to use my dominant hand for a lot of things. It sucks that I can't do all these like creative tasks anymore. So I'll get into a little bit about like what I plan to do and what my future would look like in regards to like everything in like regards to like what's going on with me. I love how this turned out. I'm not quite done yet. It's actually the fourth day. I think there's a running theme in this video, and it's that I'm taking forever, but that's okay. So, I am finally done with the skin. It's not a surprise. It's the fourth day. So I just finished the skin on this, shaded the skin here. I'm gonna do both of their hairs. I don't know, technically this is his hair, right? I'm gonna do both of their hairs. For the hair, for her, I have brick red for the hair and coffee brown for the shading. And then for him, it's just gonna be green. I wanted to not use these, but okay. I'll use my Crayola Super Tips, or I can get my Vigor Fun markers, but these are right here. Let me just find a green to use. Let's see. So I need to get the white Posca to correct the eyes on this one, and then for him, we're gonna just use maybe this one and then this. Okay, let's get started. Also for the lips, it's gonna be quite tiny, but I am gonna use Dolce de Leche Brown for the upper lip, and then for the bottom lip I'll be using Cherry Blossom Pink, and then I'm gonna go in with a white Posca to fix the eyes and the fangs. Okay, so now talking about like what I see myself doing in the future. Like I said, everything hurts, unfortunately. So like I can't stand up for long periods of time because I have like lower back pain up to my right side. Walking hurts, laying down hurts, things like that. Neck hurts, shoulder, arms, hands, weakness, everything like that. So whenever, like, some days are better than others. Like I've had this for like 7 months now, but like 7+ months now. It's coming on 8 months, but you know, I've had this for a while, so it's like every day is bad, but like some days are better or worse than other days, and I consider like some days are like really really bad, or like I have like a flare up. I don't think a flare up is the right word, but that's the only way close to what I can describe it as. So I have to know that whenever I do have moments that are like a little bit of like bliss, you know, it's all focused on like school. If I'm like have no schoolwork and I have moments of bliss, then drawing is, or typing for scripts for a commentary review channel, like that's what I would do, or like continue writing for my comic book, like that's what I'll do. But I have to know like it's gonna unfortunately take a backseat for the fact that I already have so little time of bliss to even do schoolwork, that, you know, that has to be prioritized over anything. But I am gonna try my best because I don't want none of this to like stop, because I love doing art. I don't want to cry, but I love doing art. I love doing creative stuff, and so I think it sucks. I think it's gonna suck if I'm completely got rid of it, especially for art, because it was a form of art therapy back when I was like really, really depressed a couple of years ago. And, you know, I did like bad stuff in regards to myself as like a reaction to that depression. And so it started off as art therapy for me. And so I wouldn't want, you know, that passion and therapeuticness to end. But I have to be realistic here. And this sketchbook process did take me 4 days to do. So I know that like drawings will take me even longer to do, unfortunately, because of like everything that's going on. So I'm just gonna try my best here, and I'm proud of like what I would be able to do, even though like my hand hurts to do stuff or my arm hurts to do things. But yeah, that's the sappy stuff out of the way. For future videos, I don't really know. I don't really have anything planned. I have stuff planned, but I don't want to be concrete on anything for the fact that I don't know if I can get as much stuff done as possible. So yeah, all that to say is I'm proud of myself for what I did in this video, and I'll just let the music play out, and then there will be like in time outro. I'll end the voiceover here. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and stick around to the end of the video where I can properly close this video off and say my like final thoughts.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Tom is not here right now. Please leave a message.
It's already past 5. It's gonna get dark soon. I am determined to finish this because I don't want to work on this for a 5th day. 1 and 2, I think I can push through the pain a little bit and just finish it all in one sitting. So that is what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I started this 5 days ago and I finished yesterday, so that would be the 14th. Today's the 15th. I'm filming this outro. I'm gonna show some close-ups now, but I quite like how this came out. I didn't really have a plan going into how I wanted to decorate the page, and so it looks very unusual, I guess. But I think everything worked out in the end. I would love to do something like this again, this kind of like the layout, but I'll just ensure that like you know, some of these brown pieces, the tape are all laid out prior, and so then I'll draw on top of it. I think that would be better instead of having to rearrange the different pieces around the figures. But also I think that I don't know, it looks okay. I'm quite proud of myself. I quite like how this turned out. I don't know. So this is it. This is everything. This took a lot out of me, and it did hurt, but at the same time, I'm not pushing myself or forcing myself to go, like, to you know, do to just do this beyond what I'm capable of doing. So I don't want the takeaway to kind of be like, oh, you know, like I'm physically in pain and I'm still doing art. You know, I'm taking it slow and I'm doing when I can, little bits here and there. So yeah. Anyways, who knows if there's gonna be another video for the end of this month. I'm really hoping. I'm working on 2 videos right now, but with everything, I'm not really sure. Plus, I'm doing a midterm that's due in literally 2 days and I haven't even started it. So anyways, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this little sketchbook spread. Jen and I see you in another video. Have an amazing day. Stay safe, stay warm. Peace. Bye, guys.